Welcome. Marathon has been out for a month now. That's kind of crazy, right? I mean, time flies when you're having fun. And in that time, there's been some crazy cool stuff. So think of this video as a little recap. Before I even get into this video, I want to quickly say that if you think I've left anything out or missed something, please leave it in the comments below. I'll make sure to like and maybe I'll probably reply to the ones that I have missed. If you think I haven't missed anything, a comment and a like, and maybe even a little subscription is still appreciated. Anyway, this video starts from even before day 1, more accurately, I believe around about day -7, with the server slam. Now personally, on day 1 of the slam, I wasn't too sure about this game, and to be honest, I even had a small window where I debated cancelling my pre-order. However, I found myself throughout that day playing more and more and more, and ending day 1 with around about 8 hours played. That's right, 8 hours. I continued to grind the slam and fell in love with all the great things that the game does right. And when it ended, I was left craving more. I wanted more gunfights. I wanted to kill more UASC. And hell, I'ma be honest, I wanted to feel that rush of getting something good again, man. And so that brings us to day 1. And you best believe I played longer than 8 hours on day 1. I played, I believe, anywhere from about 12 to 14 hours on day 1, in fact. I was, and I still am, hooked in a way a game hasn't done for a while. Sure, there were some great games last year, like Battlefield being one, Borderlands 4 being another, and those games are great, and hell, as an Xbox player, we even got Helldivers 2. All three of those games are class, but man, Marathon hits fucking different. And sure, I had some small complaints like vault stacks, but that eventually got changed. But why did I play for so long, other than the game just being so good? Well, that brings us to day 2. You see, unlike day 1 and the slam, there was a third map coming to us, called Outpost. Sorry about the bike. And boy did they deliver. This map is so fucking good, man. You have the pinwheel, you have so much close quarters combat, the ratty little rooks, and Sekiguchi was finally unlockable. Outpost is a fucking good map. And it gave us our first teaser, well, I guess, taster, more accurately, of something later to come. This map blew the other two out of the water. Sure, both Perimeter and Marsh have their charm, but Outpost is probably one of the best extraction shooter maps of all time, and hell, I'm willing to go say it's just one of the best maps across all of shooters. I mean, shit, you could put this game into COD, and it would slap. You could put this game into Halo, and it would slap. Obviously, there's a little bit of leniency there, given they're not exactly the same game, but I still think that this map gives you a lot of room and a lot of opportunity to mix around and match what you love. Pinwheel being as hectic as it can be, let alone how you even unlock it and the little standoffs you have with the NPC, is something that I really, really love. I could talk about Broken Wing, but that place is still currently disabled, so I won't talk much on it. Hello, editing version of me now. So since then, they've actually have re-enabled Broken Wing, and they've actually edited so how you get to it by making it a little bit more difficult. Not only that, but they've also changed stuff on the inside the pinwheel base, making it more hefty in loot, and by God is it hefty in loot. And they also changed the lockdown room, or the big loot room as I like to call it, to having 3 red cards now, so yeah. However, I personally am still quite a big fan of how you unlock the pinwheel by itself using your cards, how you unlock loads of little random things around the map, like different little loot rooms. Like I said, you use these cards, you have other rooms up inside of pinwheel, and once one player opens pinwheel, it's open for everybody. So that means you could go through all of the effort of getting all your cards, opening pinwheel, and going to the top floor, and by the time you get there, and you're finally ready to start shooting some people, you best believe there could be a rook sat in a corner with a little waster. You best believe there might already be a team up there of a triage, a recon, an assassin, just waiting for your silly little ass to just come up there and get your shit blown smooth the fuck it off, man. You know what I'm saying? This map also bred one of the first true exploits in the game, what I'll admit I'm guilty of using, with that being of Thief being able to grapple hook into one of the escape vents and steal all the loot from the final room of Pinwheel. This was swiftly addressed, but it was still pretty fun for the short time we had it. I can't lie, I did it a few times. I didn't necessarily get anything too crazy from it, but I did get myself a couple purples. I'll say. Anyway, soon people realise Rook on this map is a gold mine, and all of a sudden, you open Pinwheel, and the next thing you know, there's a Rook around a corner with a waster trained at your head and claymores at your feet. And I'll admit to it, I've done this a few times myself. Shit, I mean, 90% of the time when I'm playing Rook, it's on fucking Outpost. I just, it's quite enjoyable. Anyway, let's move on before I continue glazing this map even more. During this time, there was an ARG going on in the background with notable members of the community like Scarrow9 and Mr. Ruffles progressing it slowly but surely. This includes some mysterious boxes gifted to them from Bungie. I personally had a lot of fun watching and suggesting things about this ARG, and if you missed it, it's definitely worth looking back for. You can actually find a series of the progression of this on Scarrow9's channel. He has a little playlist for it, and I can say that I am a proud terminal toucher. Anyway, this ARG went on for a few weeks, and during this time, Scarrow and Waffles got sent out to Bungie, and that's when the ARG kind of wrapped up. Not only did we get a release date for Cryo Archive, that was one day later, so let's skip to that, shall we? But before we get ahead of ourselves, there is one other thing to mention. That's ranked mode. It's as the name says. It's, as far as I'm aware, this is the first extraction shooter to house a ranked mode. Made for you to win big and lose it all once again. This mode is definitely not for all, but is an absolute blast to play. Having a more competitive edge to this game is great, and you have so many ways to work around your way to higher ranks, like pretending to be friendly and hoarding all the loot you can find. Or maybe you fire first and loot your way to the top, or just scavenging for the goods. Ranked is a fun way to play the game, and I highly recommend you test it out. This is also kind of like a small bonus thing with Ranked, is every single rank, including Bronze, has a gear anti, so you're not going to be able to load in with your teammates if you have on fail with, free loadouts. Just, I hope there's some adjustments there in the matchmaking system later in the future with loadouts and stuff. Anyway, I'm getting anyways up here. Then we get to Cryo. Where Outpost was a world-class map, Cryo was a generational map. Outpost was a taster for what Cryo delivered, and you best believe they fucking delivered. Cryo is an unreal map, and whilst only being available on the weekend, that's a big part of the charm. Originally, a lot of people, including myself, was kind of concerned about this, but man, it's earned the title of the Lose Everything Factory for a reason. You either enter and win big, leaving with riches beyond your measure, like gold and unique weapons or purple gear. However, on the other side of the spectrum, you can, and you will, lose a lot of your stuff. Be prepared to lose your items, but then throughout the week recoup your losses nicely, just to lose it all again the next weekend. The map is made perfectly, in my opinion. Large halls made to burn through your ammo of a ton of UASC. So by the time you get to the middle of the map, where most of the other teams will be, arriving as well. And before you know it, you're fighting a 3-front war while trying to farm up your security clearance for things like extra loot and exfils. And I haven't even gotten to vaults yet. Mainly because I'm still yet to do one, but thankfully due to the style of this game, you might not even ever get lucky enough to get a vault key. However, people who do the vaults will bring their loot into other runs, and personally, I was a little concerned about this at one point. I thought maybe people just weren't. Maybe people would like to just hoard their fucking vaults. However, I was lucky enough to wipe a team in AA Uplink and Dire Marsh and looted the Watchtower Sniper from one of the bodies. Anyway, moving on. That brings us closer to this date, with amazing patches already added to the game, and stuff like bigger vault stacks, buffs to the anomaly loot, UESC being a little easier to kill to save on your ammo. The game has already made many great changes, and I hadn't even touched on duos, what got implemented and are being actively worked on as we speak. With amazing updates already coming, like balance changes, new weapons, events, and more just in Season 1, the future of this game is extremely bright, and with Season 2 just below 2 months away, I'm excited for what the game contains and how it will be in the years to come.